I was sick. I wish I thought it was.
Yeah,
I'm
I feel
sorry.
like everyone always started to
No, I didn't. I stayed during the call. Alrighty, good morning, guys. Happy Friday before New Year. Just a couple of things if you're not already aware that we have going on. Classes tomorrow are on that schedule. So we have the 8 a.m. and the 10 a.m. tomorrow. Lisa's not feeling too well, so she won't be here tomorrow. But we'll have Megan substitute teaching for that class, so we'll still be here. And then on Sunday, we're just gonna have the one class at 9:30 on New Year's Day. So after that, we'll go back to having the 9:30 and the 12:30 with Mark. But for Sunday, for New Year's Day, it'll just be the one class at 9:30. Then Joe Longo is coming on January 6th. That's like a week today. And he's doing a Manifesting 2023 class. And that's a Kundalini experience. So if you have questions about that, if you want to sign up for it, you can do so online or at the front desk, and we'll get that taken care of for you. Joe's Kundalini classes are always lots of fun, and we have a good time with him. So if you're able to make it, it will be a great way to start 2023. Also in January, we have a beginner series class that's starting up, and kids class that's starting up, both with Megan. And I'm running a 14-day meditation and pranayama experience, which is online. And people are like, oh, online? And I'm like, yeah. We've tried doing meditation before here, and no one wants to come for 15 minutes to sit and meditate. 20 minutes. They're like, oh, I like to do my meditation in the morning. I like to do it at night. I like to do it in the middle of the day. And so you can do whatever you want. You'll still have like a group discussion portion, so we'll have like a little group thread that you'll be able to be a part of to be like, hey, this is what the color I was seeing. This is the stuff that was coming up for me. Man, are you guys doing this? Because I'm still struggling. And that course, when you sign up for it, you'll have 6 months to get it done because I know you, and I'm just like you, where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it, and then something happens, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start the 2 weeks next week because it'll be better for me because these things are happening right now, and then it just keeps getting pushed off till the end, and then you can write to me in 6 months and say, hey, Corinne, I didn't do it, and I was wondering if you could extend this out to me a little bit further, and I'll say, okay, sure, and so on and so on. So that is coming up as well. And then if you guys have any other requests or things you're interested in, let me know. We have lots of training opportunities. So our 200 hours starting in April, and then the advanced training. So if you already have a training or are just really into this, I'm doing anatomy with Chris Lovesack at Balance Yoga in January. That's 3 weekends of anatomy. We have a hands-on assist workshop where I teach you how to do hands-on assist. And then there's a personal development weekend here as well, which is part of the 300 hour. So what happens is when you want to become a yoga teacher, you do a gym certification, kind of like a weekend. I might get certified in TRX or Viper Log. You go for a day, get a certification, I have that cert. With yoga, it's not like a weekend thing to teach at the studio. We require a 200-hour program, which is a lot of time. A lot of hours to put in to learn this stuff. It's not just being able to touch your toes, or being able to say this is the quad, and this is the hamstring back here, and these are glutes. There's a lot of yoga philosophy and time spent in delving into what yoga really is for us. So that's a 200-hour certification. That's what it takes to teach here. After you have that, you want to go on to an advanced training. Call that a 500-hour training. You do 300 more hours. So it ends up being 500 hours of training. So in order to teach a yoga teacher training, you have to have up to 500-hour teacher training. And we're always looking for teachers and experiences and opportunities here. So If you have people that are interested, send them our way. All right? And not everybody that does the yoga teacher training ends up teaching. Some people sign up saying, I'm definitely not going to teach. I just want this experience, I want to know. And some people are like, maybe I will teach. Some people are like, I'm definitely going to teach and I want to open up a studio someday. That was me. I knew it as soon as I started practicing. I was like, this is for me. So, wherever you fall on that spectrum, if you have questions about any of that stuff, please let me know. We're gonna get started today laying down flat on your back, soles of the feet down on the floor, and let your knees fall open. So if you have like a bolster nearby, you want like the bolster of your back, so a little like a back bench here, you have like a block situation, you wanna get like a little heart bench going with your block between your shoulder blades and behind your head, anything like that, just so you're really comfortable here, getting started, lying down, face up. One of the wonderful things that we have here at the studio is the services, our massage therapy, Reiki, acupuncture services. And I got an amazing Reiki session this morning with Eva. She came in super early for me. And we were discussing in there before the start of the session, like, are you happy? She asked me, like, are you happy? Like, yeah. Like, the practice of yoga, the gratitude, like, I'm happy my heat is on and I have a home. My children are healthy, thriving, growing into wonderful people. She said, yeah, but do you feel happy? And sometimes I think that that's like a piece that we work through layers in our yoga practice. So we work through the layers of our body, our mind, our connections. And if you come here and you can't find gratitude, then that's the first step. We have to first be like, okay, can we find moments or expressions of gratitude as those steps towards happiness? So for you today in this opening meditation, I invite you to consider what it feels like to be happy. Does it sit in an area in your body? When was the last time that you really experienced the feeling of happiness? Does happiness feel different than contentment? Maybe you recognize the last time that you felt like really content. We find these stepping stones, these layers to move through. And maybe we don't fix anything or change it. And just recognize in the moment, oh, this is where the happiness is. The things that you do in this next year can move you through those layers of happiness. Can you connect your heart to all the layers of you? Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. I connect my heart to the layers of me. Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. If there's anyone that you want to dedicate or offer your time and practice to, if they might have what they need. And that they might rest well. Fluttering your eyes open. On an inhale, take both arms, reach them up towards the sky, make a few little circles in your wrists. Reversing opposite direction. Reach those arms big overhead, big long stretch. And releasing. Good, from flat on your back. You can bring the sole of both feet down to the floor if you like. Draw the right knee to your chest. And make a few circles in your ankle, first in one direction. And then in the opposite direction. Remove the elevation fingers behind the thigh. Bend and straighten a few times in the knee. And next time that leg straightens out, hold it out there. See if you can slide that left leg out long if it's not already. And then with your right hand on that right leg, we'll guide the right leg over to the right side. So you can hold the toe, you can hold the shin. But your right leg goes out to the right side. And you're drawing it like towards your face and to the right. And that left hip stays down as best you can. And then guiding it back to center. And then we'll guide the right leg over to the left side. So the left hand will grab a hold of that foot, ankle, shin, knee, whatever it might be. You guide it across the body. The leg that's around the leg will put 20% on it. So you keep it nice and straight and strong. And then guide that leg back to center. One more time into your chest. Pull it in. Maybe you walk your hands up the leg, that leg straight. You like walk your hands up the back of your calf. Drawing that leg towards you. And then release it back down. Out nice and long. Soles of both feet down onto the floor. And the left leg comes in. As you draw it in, start with a few circles in the ankle. First in one direction. And then reversing those circles, opposite direction. And then interlace your fingers behind the thigh, bend and straighten a few times. And that left leg. And the next time the leg straightens, holding it out there. Using the left hand, guide the left leg out to the left side. And then back through center. We take the left leg over to the right side, the right hand, guide it over. And then back to center. Release it down. And take both legs back out nice and long. One more time, great big long stretch. Arms overhead, stretch yourself out, fingers to toes. And releasing. Soles of the feet down onto the floor. Both knees bend. Feet about hips distance apart. Good. Your hands can be alongside your body. We're going to squeeze your glutes. Kind of like lift those hips up. It doesn't have to be like the biggest, giantest back. Just kind of like knees to shoulders in a slide. And then nice and slow, roll the spine back down one vertebrae at a time. So your upper back lowers, then your middle back, then your lower back, and then your hips. So again, let's create some engagement. Rock the hips, just the hips up off the floor. Just your tailbone lifts up. And see if you can pull one vertebrae at a time up the spine. So you're articulating each vertebrae as you go up as high as you can. And then one vertebrae at a time, you start to lower back down. And I want you to feel each one of your vertebrae touch the floor. You can notice if like the left side wants to drop before the right side, or maybe there's a difference in like a feeling in your glutes or in your low back. A few more times like that, your inhales can lift those hips up. Then your exhales will roll the spine back down, and they're slow, slow, slow. We're trying to curl the spine. Using your own breath rhythm, moving back and forth. You start to feel what's happening physically in the body. There's no mirror. There's no other person or thing touching you to say, no, more here or more here. You just connect your mind with your body, the feeling. The slower you move, the more you'll feel. The more you can notice. This is a practice of noticing. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. The slower that you move, the more you'll feel. If you feel like you have the ability to one leg this and make it a little harder, you have an option to lift the left leg up in the air. You go press through one foot. See if you can find that same activity, squeezing to lift up. And then slow rolling down. And it's up to you to notice, like, oh wow, that's really challenging. Let me see if I can slow that down. If I can make that more deliberate, if I can feel even more as I move. How do you create that feeling? You've given it a few goes with the left leg, I can switch it out and do it with the opposite side. Lowering both feet down if they're not already. Draw the knees into your chest. Give a little circle on the low back, first in one direction. And then in the opposite direction. And then with those knees in your chest, start to rock your body forward and back and forward and back and forward and back. So you come all the way up to your seated position. If you want to sit on the block, you're welcome to. From your seated position, draw the chin into the chest. Keep the spine nice and tall. Roll your right ear to your right shoulder. See if you can just move in the neck, but the rest of the spine kind of stays, just tipping in the head. You can take that left arm and reach out to the left side, or take that left hand behind your back to try to create a different sensation and stretch. Maybe your right arm comes over and grabs a hold by your left ear, and you find a little traction on the neck. We're just trying to make it feel good. If that left arm is reaching down and out to the left side, we can like play with the position of the arm, with the position of the chin, down a little or up a little to find that sweet spot. Drawing the chin back down to center, releasing the arms. Spine taut, left ear to the left shoulder. Same idea, right arm can reach out and down to the right. The left arm can reach over. Grab a hold of that right side of the head. Create a little traction. You play with the position of the arm on the right side. Does that make a difference? How you move your arm, rolling it in or out? How about the chin? If the chin turns up towards the sky or down towards the floor, does it create a feeling in the neck? And you find your sweet spot. And carefully releasing, drawing that chin back down into the chest. A few gentle circles in the neck. If circles don't feel good, shake your head yes. And then reversing the circles. And if you were shaking yes, now you'll shake no. And then coming back to center. And now forward over your knees. A tabletop position. And now from the tabletop position, without the floor behind you to feel where your spine is pressing in, we're gonna try that same roll. So, on an inhale, start to tip from your hips. Let your hips tip, and then your low back arches, and then your middle back arches, and your upper back arches, and your eyes look up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, the chin comes in, just the chin, and then just the upper back, and then just the middle back, and then just the lower back, and then the tailbone tucks in. You start to move nice and slow as you can, feeling each and every part. So if your elbows have to bend to bring you through, you're kind of like cheating some of the movement out of your spine. So I'd like to see if you can keep your arms straight and just create the movement in the vertebrae as you move back and forth, all the way up, including the neck, part of the spine. We're working on feeling here. When that belly drops down and those shoulder blades come together and the arms stay straight, you're trying to like pull that hard space through. And then as you round it out, and the chin comes into the chest, we try to push that heart up between the shoulder blades. Balancing your ability to draw in, to take in, with your ability to give out, to release. Coming back through center after your next exhale, returning to your tabletop position. Extend one leg back and then the other to a high plank position. If that high plank is like not feeling it today, bring the knees back down. But I would like you in a plank-like shape, even if the knees are down. But have a look at your hands. Those hands are an extension of your heart. The shoulder blade that sits at ribs 3, 4, and 5. Those are the ribs that wrap around your heart, protect it. Great hands. Push forward off of your toes, activating those fingers, lower down, chaturanga dandasana, elbows stay close to the body, hold. Yeah, maybe off the floor, maybe not. Maybe those are your holding. Yeah, I know. One more breath. Good. Inhale, lift up, upward facing dog or tall cobra. Pause here as well. Now those shoulder blades come together and down the back. And you push again into those hands, pulling that heart through. And then exhale back, downward facing dog. So the slower you move, the more you'll feel. Stay in the moment of the pose. We're not trying to rush through them like burpees to get your heart rate up. That's not our goal. Our goal is to use the breath to lead you through, so you feel all of it. It doesn't matter for me if I'm in my practice or out running in the woods. There are moments that I just get like overwhelmed with feeling. Whatever the feeling might be. You want to laugh, or cry, or scream. Just feeling it. Looking forward at those hands, or just forward of them. Bend your knees, hop, step, jump, or float. Top of them. Good. Now inhale, halfway lift, and pause there. Good. Float your hands. Maybe they just like graze your thigh or your shin. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades together and arch your back a little bit. This is a back strengthening pose. And then exhale and forward fold. Now you round her spine. Inhale, halfway lift again. Find your back working here and your low belly pulling. Good. Exhale and forward fold. One last time. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel the feeling of a back bend. Feel the shoulder blades coming in and down the back. Feel your low back arching. Feel your low belly pulling in and up. Then as you exhale, release it and let that forward fold. On your next inhale, rising all the way to standing, either with straight legs or bending your legs. Rolling up, however it feels good. Arms come up overhead, a big back bend at the top. Looking at your thumbs. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Hands back down to your. Take your time. Maybe your knees bent. No big deal. Inhale, halfway lift. Create that feeling of an arched back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Belly in. Good. Exhale and forward fold. Plant those hands down. Get weight in your fingers, even if you have to walk your hands forward a little bit. Lean into those fingers. Bend your elbows. Lean way out there. Good. Now step one foot back. Hold. The elbows are bent. Chest is out over those fingers. Yes. Now step the other foot back. You should already be in Chaturanga Dandasana because your elbows were bent. Right? Yeah. Good. Inhale, lift, upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Yeah, that whole chaturanga thing, right? What a crazy position to have to hold. On your next inhale, look forward. Bend your knees. Maybe walk them forward a little bit. Hop. Butt stays up in the air. Top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Create an arch in your back. Pull your low belly in. Really find that reach out with the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Either with a flat back or rolling up. Arms overhead. Look for the thumbs. Back bend. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down to the floor. Put some weight in those hands, even if you have to walk them forward. Palms down. Good. Start to lean into your fingers, bend your elbows. Yeah. Lean forward. Forward, forward. Elbows squeeze in. Yes. Now step just the left foot back. So the other side, right? Yeah. Now hold that position. Your elbows are bent. Bent, bent, bent. You're in Chaturanga Dandasana in your arms. But one foot is forward, one foot is back, and your low belly is pulling in. Then step the other foot back. Okay, so good. You're already in Chaturanga Dandasana, right? Yeah. Inhale, lift, upward facing dog or tall cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. That may feel quite different. You feel the way that the arms and the hands have to work to hold those positions. You can build that in time. Doesn't come in a day. You may have it one day and not have it the next day. Hopefully your happiness is not built or dependent upon your ability to do that. Maybe you're working through the layers of strength to be able to get there. On your next inhale, looking forward, as you exhale, hop, step, jump off the top of them. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep your arms up to the sky, Utkatasana. So sitting back in your chair that's not there, have a look down, see your toes. Pull the knees apart a little bit. The knees pull apart. It comes from your butt cheeks. Yeah. Feel the way that the chest lifts up. So as your butt sits down, we can overdo the low back. Try not to overdo the low back. Pull the ribs in a little. Good. See if you can open up the hip away from your thigh bone and feel how all that stuff wants to come from anywhere else in the spine. Oh, please, not there. Anywhere but there.
Am I doing it right?
Yes.
Okay.
Breathe. You feel that position. The muscles you're asking to work. Look between your thumbs. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Right to the spine. Arch your back. Hold it out there. Exhale, forward fold. Grind those palms down. Step, jump off, or foot it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Get out, open those fingers. Inhale, lifting upward facing dog or tall cobra. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Right leg steps forward between the hands. On an inhale, rise up, warrior one. Pause there. Good, with that nice big bend in that right knee. Put your hands now behind your back. Release your fingers. Bend your elbows. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Reach the knuckles for the back wall. Now down your butt. Hold that feeling of the chest lifted and those arms reaching back. Big inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold down inside that right leg. And then it's very tempting here to just shift your butt also to the right, and then you don't really have to hold it in your legs. So I want you to steer your butt. Feel the butt turn or steer to the back wall. Feel what happens to your legs. If you get that right shoulder off of your right back, get it inside. Inside, yes. Maybe you have to bend a little deeper into that knee to find that space. Just stay with it. On your next inhale, release the hands, rise back up, warrior one. Exhale, the hands down, step back and slow lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. And now the left foot steps forward. Warrior one on this side. Hips turning towards-ish the front of the mat, but they don't have to turn on the way. Big bend into that left knee. Good. Yeah, that's it. Nice adjustment. Good. Inhale. Exhale, hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers. Bend your elbows. Reach those knuckles from the back wall. Big breath in through the chest. Exhale, forward fold down inside that left leg. Steer your butt to face the back wall, not the side wall. Yeah. So you get that shoulder off your leg and get down inside the left leg. Good, keep squeezing those shoulder blades together. Keep the activation in the back. Relax any tension in the neck. Lift those arms a little higher. Release the hands to the low back. Inhale, low arms up towards the sky. Rise. Exhale, hands down. Slow lower. Chaturanga Dandasana. Hold the lower. Breathe. Inhale, lift upward facing dog or tall. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Good, lift that right leg up into the air, three-legged down dog, holding that position. Hips are even, toes face the floor. So if your hip is up in the air, try to drop the right hip down. Yep, even more. So it's even with the left one. Feel what that's like in the body. Create a little squeeze in your inner thigh so your leg stays right in line with the center. And then from that position, squeeze your butt to lift the leg up higher. Yeah, without lifting the hip up. That's a different muscle. Good. Now walk your hands back towards your left leg. Good. Standing split. Maybe one or both hands around that left ankle. Keep drawing yourself down. Release the hands back down, walk it back out. Downward facing dog. Bring your right knee to your right elbow. Tap. And then send it back. Good, bring your knees to your nose, your knee to your nose, right knee to your nose. Round that spine, push the ground away. Pull, pull, pull. Send it up and back. Good, now take that right knee to your left elbow. Bring it across the body, pushing the ground away. Lift your hips up as high as you can. Pull. 3. Push the ground away. 2. Pull your low belly in. 1. Send it up and back. Leg it down, dog. And then the right foot comes down to the floor. Good. Left leg lifts up in the air. 3-legged down dog. Just lift it. Good. Keep rolling that standing thigh out. Keeping those hips even. Heel reaching towards the floor. Squeezing your butt to lift that left leg up high. Keep pressing the right heel down. So the left leg doesn't get reached up higher because the right heel lifts up. Right? We keep those even. Good. Walking both hands down towards that left leg. Butt cheeks even. And squeezing. Maybe one or both hands come around the right ankle. Squeezing your glutes towards that leg up a little higher. Oh, walking it back out. Ready that left knee now. Left knee to left elbow. Come forward, tap around the spine. Send it up and back. Good. Knee comes to the nose. Round the spine. Push the ground. Send it back. Good. Now knee across the body. Push the ground away. Lift those hips up higher. Pull from your belly. So pull that knee up. Up, 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 up. Keep holding. And when send that left leg up and back. And the left leg comes down. Good. Both knees down. Sit back towards your heels. Travel. Good, extend the arms out nice and long if they're not already. Spread those fingers wide. Look forward between your hands. Good, come up onto a low tabletop so your elbows stay down, kind of like an off tabletop. So from child's pose, elbows down, come up. Butts in there, elbows are down. Good, then the chest comes down towards the thumb and the butt stays up in the air. And then the elbows lift up and you push your way through. I get stuck. I know. That's the spot we want. Good, and then lowering it back down. Good, feet can be about hips distance apart or a little wider, maybe as wide as your mat. Interlacing those fingers behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, reach the knuckles up and back. And then what we're gonna do is work this lift to come up. You're gonna try to get your knuckles to the floor between your legs and then lower down. Now, some people like to inhale to do that. That seems crazy to me. I don't know how I can inhale and have my belly pressing into the floor and back bend. I like to exhale to come up, and then I inhale to lower myself back down. You are gonna do the one that works for you. But we're gonna try 10, where you touch those knuckles between your legs or as close as you can get them with no one holding your feet down, okay? So on your own, lift up, and then lower down. 10, 9, lower down. 8, lower down. 7, lower down. Pull your low belly in as you do this. 6, lower down. 5, lower down. 4, lower down. 3, lower down. 2, lower down. Last one, hold it up. 10, 9, keep lifting. 8, 7, squeeze your shoulder blades together. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So what does your body need? You feel like that need to rock your hips, to bend your knees, to windshield wiper your legs, to just lay flat, to take a break, a rest. This time we're going to bring those hands behind the back and release the fingers. You're going to do that same lift up, but you're going to lift up, hold. We're going to make circles. You're going to like stir your spine in one direction for a count of 5. And then you're gonna stir your spine in the opposite direction for a count of 5. I don't care if you barely make it off the floor, it doesn't matter. You're just efforting in this back. In order to like open this space, you gotta work this space in the back. So, hands behind your back, release the fingers. On your next inhale, lifting up, or exhale, lifting up. Good, and then stir. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 5. Strong back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Oh yes, that's right. Relax the arms. If you turn your head to the side, bend your knees, swish your hips. I don't know what feels good. Really reach your arms out nice and long out in front of you. You back behind you. Turn your palms to face each other so your elbows kind of want to roll in. So I could like not move my arms and just move my hands. So if I just like move my palms, that's not what I'm looking for. I want you to like from your arm bones, way up by your shoulder. Move those palms. Then lift them up. Forehead down. Arms up off the ground. So this might be like, oh my God, that's plenty. I don't really even need to. Or how do people get their hands off the ground? This is so hard. Maybe this is it. If you're here and that's good and you want more, hands are off the ground, forehead is down. Then you can try to lift your legs and your head, but don't just pull from your chin. Head stays down, arms pull back. Good, hold. Okay. Now take those arms out wide like letter T. Jack's got plenty of room. Don't worry if you touch anybody, it's okay. Good, now pull up a little higher. Good, now squeeze your elbows in towards your sides and lift up a little higher. Good, then place your hands down on the floor, press up a tiny bit higher. Maintain what you've gained. Take your hands away and then slow lower yourself back down. Good. Uno más. One more. Arms out in front of you. Palms face each other. Good. Lift those hands up off the floor. From your arms. They roll from the elbows and then lift up. That's actually external rotation. I know it doesn't feel like it, but trust me, it is. Now, forehead stays down, arms lift up. Good. As we lift from the back of the arm, the forehead stays down, the legs lift up, the arms lift up. Good. Now you can bring your chest with that, but you're not leading with the chest. Lift everything. Not lifting from your neck, just reaching out as hard as you can. Back of the neck stays long. So take your arms out to the side. Why is that so much work, right? Squeeze the back, lift up a little higher. Lift your arms out like the letter T. Now squeeze your elbows in, lift up even higher. You keep rolling back into that pelvis. Press the hands down into the floor now. Push up a tiny bit more, but maintain what you've gained with no hands. And then slow lower back down. That's the kind of work you should feel in your back when you're doing your cobras. That amount of pulling and energizing from the back body, not just like hanging out in the cobra. All this opportunity to strengthen the back body, to get us out of the chair, out of the roundedness, out of the phone, internet searching, texting positions. The opposite. Bring your hands back down underneath your shoulders, sit back towards your heels. We'll find a camel's pose. You rise up onto your knees. You can roll the mat over. You can add a padding, a blanket, or the gardening pads. Hands go to your low back, sitting up nice and tall. So once again, you're squeezing those shoulder blades together. So with your hands in your low back, I want you to imagine that you have a block between your elbows and you're trying to squeeze it and don't let go of the block. It's a lot of squeeze. Good. Inhale, chest lifts up. Exhale, find the amount of camel pose. You were like lean back, and maybe the chin goes and maybe it doesn't. But you'll know right away which one is better for you because you'll feel it. So as you keep lifting that heart up towards the sky, maybe your hands reach back for the insides of your ankles. If you're holding onto the insides of the ankles, maybe let your hands go and you just hold this position, no pain. And then in your own time, you rise. I represent those super strong abs. Come and sit flat on your heels. A little less. Good, so everybody here, I know we've been practicing for a while. I see you guys moving and breathing and doing your thing. So you want to we're going to do 2 more rounds. If you want to work drop backs from your knees, you can work drop backs with hands at heart center or hands reaching overhead. Take a block in your hands and work your drop back, put the block on the floor and then picking it back up. You can keep your hands in your low back. This is a practice of today. So hands can stay on the low back, hands can reach for the ankles, you can let go, you can work your drop backs, your choice, but we're going to stay on the knees for whichever variation you choose today. So in your own time, if you're doing drop backs, you can do like 5 of them. If you're holding your position, you can find your position to hold. Just keep thinking, squeeze the glutes, squeeze your inner thigh, heart up to the ceiling. You're trying to reach up to the ceiling. Back happens in time. Just keep thinking up. Back will happen. So strong. Goodness. After you finish your 5 drop backs, or you just had enough, whatever variation you're working on. Sit back on the heels and take your break. Hips forward, hips forward, hips forward. So we've got one more go. So you can take your rest, and then we'll take our last go at these, which might be the drop backs. It might be the hands on the low back. You might just be done and just be like, that's nice. I'll just have a seat now. That's cool too. There's no shame in the game. One of the most wonderful things to realize is that nobody really cares what you do. They're thinking about what you're thinking about, they're thinking about. You get really twisted. When you're ready, back up on your knees. Taking your third go. When you're reaching back to your feet, turn them this way. Yeah, keep your arms. If you roll them this way, your arm gets shorter. This way, it's longer. Yeah. Keep reaching. 3. Lift 3. And 2. Oh. We've had enough of it. You have a seat. So ideally, you don't want to go from like a back bend to a reflexive into a child's pose or a curling. Probably too much then. You feel like you have to snap from one to the other. The moment in between just gives everything a chance to before we do it, kind of forward. Let's have you guys come to a seated position. This time take your legs out wide. Bring your hands behind your head, elbows out nice and wide. You can turn so that your heels are on the mat, or you can just take a wide. We have so much space. Plenty of room for everyone to go however they like. Hands behind your head, elbows wide. And you're trying to, again, create that activity, not to be rounded here, but to work the shoulder blades together, to work the feeling of that back bend, and then tip to the right. And we're going to see how far down the right elbow can go towards the floor. Maybe it taps the block. Maybe it touches the floor of the thigh, but we're keeping the elbows in line. That's more important. The chest in line. Pull those bottom ribs forward. More forward. Bottom ribs forward. For 3. 2. And 1. Back up. Consider because you use your abs to do it. Good, nice and tall. Go over to the left side. So the tendency here is to rotate. We don't want to rotate, we're just side bend. Side bend. Try to get your left elbow down to the floor outside that left leg. Yeah. Good, for 3. 2. And 1. And then use your abs to come back up to the center. So nice. Good. 2 more in each direction. Right. Find the muscles. Pull back up. To the left. Tip. Find the muscles. Pull back up. Last one each side to the right. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together. And to the left. And back to the center. Good, both arms up to the sky, reach up. Good, keep reaching up really strong as well. Good, so you get those hands that face each other, like you're holding a block between your hands. Good, tip over to the right. Hold that position, now you're a little longer. Reach to the arms. Turn to face your right leg. Forward fold. Careful of your ankle foot. You keep pulling those toes backward. And then press that left thigh down into the floor. Keep grounding that thigh. Reach both arms out nice and long. Turn your chest to face the inside of your legs. Use those abs. Rise back up to the center. Good. Over to the left side. Tip. Reach long. Side bend, side bend, side bend. Reach to those arms. Super straight arms up around your ears. Hold it out there. Yes. Turn to face the foot. Forward fold. Grab and hold of the foot. The ankle, the shin, whatever you got there. Keep that right leg active and strong. Press it down into the floor. Can you pull those left ribs back to make your spine longer? Reach your chest even further. Everybody just made such a great adjustment. Love it. Teach a man to fish, right? Good stuff. Turn your chest back towards the center. Reach those arms out long. Hold. And then rise back up. Good. Reach your arms. They're probably tired. Good. Toes. Pull back towards your shins. Chest tall. I want you to keep your activity in your back. Your heart, not your chin, is going to lead this movement. Forward folding down inside those legs. Heart goes, heart goes, heart goes. You try no hands. See how far you go no hands. Just reaching out, falling. Tipping forward, tipping forward, tipping forward. Back working, back working, back working. When I make my back work, it immediately puts a deeper stretch in my inner thighs. Relax any tension in your neck. You want your hands down on the floor. You can put your hands down on the floor. You want to creep them out forward. You can creep them out forward, but keep the heart leading the movement forward. If you have to round your back, like a cat pose, you went too far. Come back. Pull the engagement back into those spinal muscles. What does it feel like to be in this different position? What does it do for you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? Keep pulling those toes back towards your face. Pull your legs back behind you even further. Draw them back. When you're ready, use the strength from your arms. Press yourself back up to the center. Nice and slow. Good. Bring those legs back in towards each other. So now the legs touch the big toes, your thighs, your knees. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Good. Keep the activity in your back as you fold over your legs. As far as you can. Note that part, right? How far you can use your hip flexors to pull you down, to activate the back muscles, to lengthen, and to reach back with your sit bones, forward with your chest. And then let it go. Forward fold. Allow everything to soften over this. We're looking for a balance between the strength and the ease. Sometimes that works well to do an inhale, you reach out, and an exhale, you let go. Maybe you've been holding on a lot and you just need a chance to let go. Maybe it's time to do some more work. You've been letting go a little too much. That's a feeling. Happening to that heart space. Connecting the heart to the layers of you. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. When you're ready, rising back up to the sun. And making your way down flat onto your back. Good, bringing both knees into your chest. You can cross the right knee over the left knee, and then both knees go over to the left side. If that feels like, ooh, that's a little too much twist, then unwind the knees. Just place the right knee on top of the left knee. Find your ability to reach that right hip away from your right shoulder to lengthen the spine. And then unwinding the legs. From both knees in, take them over to the right side. So you can cross the left knee over the right knee, both knees to the right, left arm out to the left. Coming back to center. Unwinding the legs and farewell. Draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Good. Hands inside the knees, grabbing onto the soles of the feet or the ankles. Happy baby pose. A little rock from side to side. Bring the knees back into the chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze in. And then exhale, releasing for your final Shavasana. In this final Shavasana, if you want to find that little bit of a bolster along the spine to give yourself a little back bend. Set the blocks up, one between the shoulder blades, one behind the head. If you want to lay flat, close the feet together or legs long. Create the expression that's going to feel best for you. We'll let everyone at home go now so they can do their nice long Shavasana as well.